Hey everyone, my name is Ashley Turner and I'm from Akron, Ohio, and I'm just going to tell you a little bit about the day that changed my life. I actually flew to Guatemala with my home church here in Ohio on a missions trip in 2012, and we worked alongside World Help and another organization there actually in Guatemala run by Guatemalans called Hope of Life. And we went into a town. We would wake up every morning, get on a bus, and we'd drive about an hour and a half into a little tiny town called El Tambor. And we just did VBS, and we just made relationships with the people, and we tried to show them the love of Christ by just trying to meet their needs. They needed something fixed, we would try to fix it for them. They needed painting done, we painted. We played soccer with the kids, we did crafts with the kids, we did Bible times with the kids, and at the end we kind of threw them a little carnival and like a little festival, and just gave away prizes and games, and it was just a lot of fun. And so during the whole week though, our leader from World Help kept telling us how he was going to take us to the city dump. And I didn't really understand what that meant. I have never been here in the United States to a city dump, to actual like the garbage dump, like where it's delivered and laid. And so I didn't know what was going to happen. And so when we got on the bus, we said goodbye to El Tambor and the people there, and we started driving down the road. And I can remember it was like an hour trip into where the city dump was, and we started going, and I can remember that the houses continued as we got closer, got smaller and smaller, and actually more and more poverty just started showing itself. Houses turned into little huts, and then those huts turned into like little plastic shanties, and then those turned into even tarps with wire for housing. And so I got a heavy feeling in my chest, and I just looked out the window, and when I looked out the window there was actually children running alongside the bus in bare feet in the dump, and there was glass and wild dogs running around, and it just it started breaking my heart already. And so the second thing that just hit me was actually the smell. Our windows were down because it's hot out, and the dump was actually on fire because they burned their trash, and so I could smell not only garbage, but I could smell burning garbage. And so that was a strong and very potent smell. And then when we got off the bus, I was kind of ushered into this pavilion. I didn't really have a job to do, and I kind of ended up with a funnel and a cup in my hand, and someone told me to start administering water from this canister, and it's kind of like a lemonade mixture. And so I began to do that, and when I began to do that, just this crowd of children started actually bombarding me, and they were actually shoving bottles in my face and like up to me. And there was one as small as 3 years old, and then old women, elderly women, men, and other children and moms, and you could tell that they were thirsty. And I just began to cry, and I knew that God wanted me right there. And people kept asking me, do you want to not do this anymore? And I knew I had to stay and finish my job. And so I finished, and the verse that came to my mind was in John when Jesus says to the woman that he is the living water, and if she takes this water, the living water, that she'll never thirst again. And at that point in time, I knew that the people not only needed water, but they also needed Jesus, and to know that type of love. And so that's the day that changed my life. Thank you so much for listening.